I was standing there at the airport, bags packed, heart racing, and my flight was delayed. No, not delayed, it was overbooked. They were calling passengers to volunteer to get off the plane. I'd never been in that situation before, but the thought of being stuck at the airport instead of getting to my meeting was terrifying. But here's the kicker. I was on a tight deadline, a meeting that I couldn't afford to miss. I had worked for weeks preparing for this one shot, this one presentation. It was everything, a big opportunity, and the thought of losing it because of something so out of my control, well, it felt like my world was about to come crashing down. I could already picture myself calling the client, trying to explain why I wasn't going to be able to make it. That conversation was going to be awkward at best and damaging at worst. I wasn't about to let that happen. So I did what anyone would do when they feel completely out of control. I panicked. I walked up to the counter, hoping for some miracle. The airline attendant told me they couldn't do much. Sorry, they said, we're fully booked. That's when the chaos hit. My meeting was a few hours away. No time to reschedule. I needed to be on that flight, and the airline couldn't help. In that moment, I could have let my frustration take over. I could have let the anger at the airline and the situation consume me. But I remembered something: travel insurance. I had signed up for it before my trip, not really thinking I'd need it, just like I imagine most of us do. It felt like one of those things you get just in case. But that just in case moment had arrived. I quickly grabbed my phone and opened the travel insurance app one had, a service called Auras to insure. Now, I'm not one to usually hype up insurance, but when I tell you this saved me, I'm not exaggerating. I tapped a few buttons, sent them a quick message explaining what was going on, and within minutes, I was talking to a real person who actually cared. They started working behind the scenes, liaising with the airline, checking for other available flights. It felt like I was finally being heard. And here's the part that completely blew my mind: Auras didn't just find me another flight. They also arranged for compensation to cover the extra costs that came with the delay. All while I was still in the airport, completely stressed out, trying to pull my thoughts together. In less than an hour, I was booked on another flight. I was on my way to that meeting exhausted, sure, but I was going. And the best part? I didn't have to pay for that extra ticket out of pocket. Travel insurance had me covered. When I finally walked into the meeting, late, yes, but intact, the sense of relief was unbelievable. I didn't have to apologize for anything other than being a little delayed. I had kept my word and shown up, and that meant everything to me. The client appreciated the effort I made to still be there. The whole trip could have been a disaster, but it wasn't, because I had a safety net, something I hadn't even realized I needed until it was too late. Here's the thing. Travel insurance isn't something I would have thought to recommend before. It always felt like a hassle or just an extra expense I could avoid. But after this experience, I've realized it's an absolute must. It's not about just protecting your trip, it's about having a lifeline when things go wrong, and let's face it, when you travel, they often do. So if you're planning a trip, big or small, I'd highly recommend checking out auras.insure. For me, it went from a maybe to a definitely after that experience. It's not some over-the-top ad or anything, just a real, personal recommendation from someone who is there, in the trenches, needing a solution fast. Auras gave me that peace of mind, and now I trust them to have my back whenever I travel. Don't wait until you're in a mess to realize you should have been covered. It's not just for the obvious stuff, it's for those moments you don't see coming, like when your flight's overbooked and you think you're about to lose everything. Trust me on this one. Take a minute to think ahead and protect your peace of mind.